So we have here the Sega Game Gear TV tuner, a very unusual accessory for the Game Gear which allowed you to watch colour TV on your Game Gear back in 1991 when colour TVs or portable ones were very expensive. So it kind of made sense. So there is the Game Gear TV tuner. It has an aerial on the top. I'm not going to extend it all the way, it goes a very long way. We have a UHF VHF switch on the top. We have a colour adjustment dial and a tuning dial on that side. We have a scale on the front so you can see what frequency you're tuning into. We also have an external AV input and an external aerial input. There were slight variations of this tuner, especially the Japanese version is very different. So if I ever get that, I can certainly show that. Now the tuner itself just plugs into the Game Gear like any other cartridge, except that you won't be playing games. So let's now look at connecting an external device, in this case a Dreamcast, to the TV tuner so we can play Dreamcast games on the Game Gear. So for composite connection we use AV in, for RF we use external antenna. So the type of lead I'm going to use is this one. It has a TRS connector on one end, and on the other end it has a yellow and white RCA aka phono connectors. I'm also going to use a Dreamcast VGA box. This is not necessary, it's just to make easier to connect up as the female phono connectors. So I'm going to connect up and show you that in a moment. Just to add that the audio of the TV tuner is mono only, so although the Game Gear is capable of stereo, you can only connect up mono sound to the TV tuner. If you use headphones with the Game Gear and TV tuner, you'll just hear the sound over both ears, but it's still technically mono. So we have here the Game Gear with the TV tuner and the AV lead plugged in on the right hand side, which automatically puts it into composite mode. This is the PAL TV tuner, by the way, and I'm going to be using the PAL Dreamcast. So I'm just going to power on, and we've got Power Stone 2. Don't know how well you're going to be able to hear the audio of the Game Gear. This isn't really that practical, especially as the Game Gear's LCD screen is horrible, but it's novel nonetheless. I'm going to pretend I can see what I'm doing, but actually I can just about read it. Now normally this only seems to be on the TV tuners, the PAL TV tuners. It has this patterned band at the bottom that's really annoying. I don't know why they did that. If anyone knows, I'd like to know why. But there you go. Playing Dreamcast games on the Game Gear. It's not actually too difficult to do. It's just reading text is really difficult. I'm not going to actually try and play a game, I'm just showing you a bit. There we go, playing Dreamcast on the Game Gear. So here we have the Game Gear again and TV tuner, but now the AV lead is connected to the antenna input. I'm using a standard RF Dreamcast lead, but the AV lead that's connected to the Game Gear, I'm using just the white connection. I made up this lead to mate with it and with the Dreamcast RF cable as well. So now when we turn on the Game Gear, you get that familiar TV static, and we power on the Dreamcast. And it's basically the same as before, but worse quality. But there you go, using the RF connection to play Dreamcast games on the Game Gear in even worse quality. But it shows it is possible. So now I'll look at some items I'll be covering in future videos. I have the Atari Jaguar. have the Atari 65XE microcomputer. We have the ZX Spectrum Plus 2 microcomputer. Also has some Game Boy accessories, the camera and printer. Now the two microcomputers I brought from this shop, Geeks to Gamers, they didn't sponsor me, I just did this as a favour as I got very good service from them, very reasonable prices. So if you live in Romford, UK, be sure to check them out. They sell retro and new releases also. Thanks for watching.